Chapter 607. I felt more drained just from talking than I did after training for 3 days straight, he thought. By the time he finished speaking, the darkness outside the window had given way to a faint light. The tea in his mouth had grown cold. Either murmured, weighed down by fatigue. Do you know why I felt the need to share this story now? If anyone understood what he wanted to convey, it was probably Kishore, perhaps even better than Yudhir himself. Is it to warn me not to become the same person as before? His response didn't disappoint, but it was more aggressive than Yudhir had anticipated. Yudhir felt the need to soften his words. You might know this, but even after starting the new game, I couldn't trust the commander for a long time. Who do you think made me speak up? Facing the man who probably knew the answer, Yudhir declared, it was you. It was the unwavering trust and faith he had shown first, emotions they had never shared before, because Kishore had shown his honesty and desire first. Yudhir felt he could reciprocate. The biggest difference between the past life and now lay there. Hiding his tumultuous feelings, Yudhir continued. I am, admittedly, quite ambitious. I have never lost to anyone out of sheer willpower. Yudhir's ambitions weren't directed toward money, jewels, precious swords, or greater power. They were always about his own strength, discovering more effective training methods and ways to win in battles. But just because his desire differed from others didn't mean they were any less intense. Yudhir never gave up on what he wanted, and now it was time to pour that determination onto the only person who had ever truly ignited Yudhir's ambition. This story was a secret I intended to keep until the very end, my final barrier. As you once said, since you have broken down all my walls, shouldn't I do the same? ... I have laid myself bare, so now, Commander, show me your real self. Yudhir had seen enough of Kishore's flaws. He had witnessed the pain the man had, his ruthlessness and secretive side, and even the moments when he reached the limits of his patience. That's why Yudhir wanted all of Kishore. He believed he had every right to know the very core of the man. Oh my gosh, that is true love right there. Of course, it won't be easy. He didn't expect to get everything he wanted right away, but that was okay. I'm not asking for everything right now. Just as you did, I will wait until I break down all the barriers to get what I want. Yudhir curled his lips into a smile. It was an awkward and peculiar expression, but Kishore couldn't take his eyes off him. I wish you had just scolded me. This feels even worse. A bitter smile appeared on the man's face. If you had asked for the most beautiful and perfect parts of me, I would have given them to you. But you want the opposite. What am I to do? That's why I said I would wait. I'm not very confident in this area, but once I learn something, I never forget. I will do my best. Kishore covered his eyes with his hand, letting out a long sigh. The youthful vigor that once adorned his face through the use of magic had now been replaced by a fleeting expression of deep fatigue and anxiety. Yudhir realized that he had finally achieved what he had longed for. That's all I wanted to say. If you wish to punish me now, I will accept it graciously. You asked for everything from me just a moment ago, and now you're asking for punishment? Well, that was then, and this is now. Yudhir had pondered the reaction he would receive after confessing to the killing of Kishore in a past life. What would the man say upon learning the truth? Back when Yudhir knew little about him, he had assumed he would be banished and met with negative reactions. As a result, Yudhir had thought it best to keep this secret for the sake of what lay ahead. However, after getting to know him and developing feelings for him, even the thought of revealing the truth made Yudhir's blood run cold and his chest tighten with anxiety. But what about now? Having revealed everything, Yudhir felt an eerie sense of emptiness and calm within. The only thing that filled that void was not a whirlwind of agony, but his own resolve towards Kishore. If someone has to take responsibility, it should be the person who died in the previous life, stepping forward himself. As he looked into Yudhir's determined eyes, Kishir finally murmured, "But from my perspective, even if he had been here, he probably wouldn't have sought to punish you, especially speaking from a current position where nothing has yet happened. That is, do you think I'm speaking too lightly without fully understanding? That's not the case." Kishir calmly replied, as if reading Yudhir's inner thoughts. "Think about it. If, as you said, the vessel was already cracked at the time of the Redstone retrieval mission, then Kishir from back then was in a condition where his death at any moment wouldn't have been surprising. Honestly, it's more shocking that he even survived for 2 more years. Being assassinated at least would have left a body behind. So, in a way, that could be seen as a better fate. Even if I didn't know, I would probably have felt the same." His words seemed cold for talking about his own past life, but there was no wavering in Kishir's gaze. "So, don't ever speak of it again. Just make sure the same thing doesn't happen twice." His words implied that he wouldn't hold Yudhir responsible for his death in the past life. Yudhir felt a weight lift from his tense shoulders and back. "Aren't you upset though?" The Kishir from his past life had faced a harsh failure. A failure that was nothing short of disastrous when compared to Yudhir's own. It was hard to believe that he would be unfazed by losing everything and dying. "Yes, I am upset, but not because of something that happened in a life I don't even remember." Just as Yudhir was about to ask why then, Kishir spoke first. "Wasn't it hard for you? Joining the cavalry right after starting anew and eventually ending up by my side. It must not have been easy." The question seemed trivial, yet for some reason, Yudhir found it difficult to respond immediately. Perhaps it was because of Kishir's case. "I never thought it was hard." Kishir mused with a hint of self-reflection. "If I were in that position, I probably wouldn't have given someone like me a second chance. Not even a fraction of kindness, let alone a laugh. I would have kicked him out every time he tried any tricks." Although he didn't physically kick anyone, Yudhir felt a pang of conscience for having done similar things. "What's wrong with the commander?" Kishir confessed, albeit with a touch of self-derision. "He might look handsome, but he's actually quite sly. Even as I say this, I find myself relieved to have been given another chance, holding onto the hand I have grabbed, coveting it to the point where my head feels like it's on fire." His voice was both soft and cool as he honestly shared his feelings. "If I say I want to hold you even in such a situation, it would still be strange, wouldn't it?" "There is nothing strange about it," came the assured response. "You say that because you don't know the expression on your face." Yudhir raised his hand to touch his face. "Is there something wrong with my face?" Kishir's eyebrows seemed to relax and he reached out to touch Yudhir's face with a smile. "No, there is nothing wrong. ... May I come over now?" Yudhir nodded and Kishir moved closer, embracing him tightly. As they leaned their heads on each other's shoulders and breathed, tension melted away bit by bit, their body heat mingling and warming them both. Finally, it felt like he had properly reconnected with Kishir. A soft voice resonated over Yudhir's head, his eyes closed. It felt like a cold wind was blowing through my heart. Though his tone was gentle, like a lullaby, the words themselves were not. I hated the thought of sleeping because it felt like everything would fade away, like you would disappear in that cold wind. A dulled blade is of no use after all. ... It's funny, isn't it? I used to think being able to dull my senses with a strength, but now I don't want to be numb. Kishir's labored breath flowed over the shoulder he was leaning on. This is precisely why I kept going over it secretly, why I couldn't sleep, why I used magic tools to hide my facial expressions. It was almost laughable. His chest felt heavy. Yudhir tightened his arms around Kishir and lowered his head. I also hesitated a long time before bringing up today's conversation. Even though I admit my guilt, I was afraid to step out of the current situation. I was cowardly. He looked so pathetic and foolish that he almost wanted to mock himself. If that's laughable, then my current state is even more so. But that means you have grown fond of me, hasn't it? That's a good thing. Should I return those words to you? You got me there. Daylight had finally arrived outside. Distant noises of early risers could be heard. Normally, it would be time to wake up and get moving, but Yudhishthira signaled with his eyes, tapping on the arm that has been holding him. Although you may have further thoughts after what I have told you today, let's continue next time. For now, go to sleep. I'm not sleepy, just a little longer like this. Go to sleep. He didn't say it a third time. Yudhishthira stood up first and helped Kishir to his feet. With a short laugh that made his nose wrinkle, the man followed Yudhishthira's lead into the bedroom. Yudhishthira laid him down and even pulled the blanket over him, then sat beside him. This reminded him of a similar moment before they had left the great serene forest. Am I the only one sleeping? I have slept far more than you, Commander. Naturally, I should go out and train and prepare to leave. So, this is the real punishment. Even though he said that, Kishir closed his eyes obediently. He was holding Yudhishthira's hand. His breathing gradually became even, but Yudhishthira did not let go of his hand and continued to watch him. Though he said he would leave soon, he couldn't let his guard down, as Kishir was particularly good at deception. As he looked down, the conversation they had shared began to slowly circle in his mind. The words that lingered the longest were, of course, the ones he'd heard near the end. Was it not difficult for you? Those were the only words spoken even after hearing of his own demise. A sensation somewhat different from before began to construct deep within his chest. Yudhishthira swallowed that feeling and turned his head, catching a glimpse of his own face reflected in the glass window. The man with black hair wore an expression of profound exhaustion, one he did not recognize. For some reason, Yudhishthira felt like he understood why Kishir had spoken about his face.